Throughout history, sneakers have always played a huge part in fashion, lifestyle, and culture. Some even transcend through time, still appreciated during this modern era. And as time passes by, the significance of sneakers grow ever bigger. As a way of celebrating history, a prominent sneaker brand is showcasing a series of sneakers, together with standard bearers new and old, that helped influence the revolution of underground culture into how we see it today. In this video, we'll be diving into the Adidas A to the ZX series, as well as taking a look at one of the pieces they created through a collaboration. This is the review for the Adidas ZX8000 Dead Hype. In 1984, Adidas creators Jacques Chassaing and Markus Thaler founded the AZX series. This new product line from the German sneaker brand introduced the torsion system with the intent to blend functionality and performance with an aesthetic that befitted the time. In the late 80s, the popularity of the series grew across Eastern Europe. In Germany, the ZX8000 became a status symbol since the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. The silhouette became a statement piece of Berlin's freedom from communism. In the United Kingdom, the ZX line became the go-to shoes for events, the best example of which would be the Summer of Love in 1988, a social phenomenon that gave rise to the rave scene. The AZX series became one of the most popular designs Adidas has ever released, making the brand's mark in the sneaker culture that helped elevate its reputation. Jumping to 2020, the series is celebrating its 35th anniversary through a release of distinct variations of the ZX silhouettes. Adidas decided to come up with 26 variants of the shoes to pay homage to some brands that also helped popularize the series, as well as new brands that kept the underground culture alive. Although many of the 26 have already been unveiled, there are still a few waiting in the shadows to show themselves to finally and ultimately complete this commemorative release. Throughout the year, a handful of brands have finally shown their take on the A to the ZX series shoes, one of which is the Berlin collective Dead Hype. A creative agency founded by Bernard Koomson, Dead Hype aims to help connect brands and talents. Their main goal is to help pave the way for independents to improve their creativity and create avenues for those who lack certain means in creating their respective projects through partnerships with industries that can provide their needs. They always encourage their community to help reach out to people and support those they can collaborate with. The name Dead Hype was originally a term Koomson called certain shoes he took interest in that got slept on or not given much attention during their release. He tends to take interest in things not governed by hype that seem to connect him on a certain level. Koomson had this belief that hype in itself can vary depending on time, and when applied to sneakers, the intrinsic value of a certain shoe can be overshadowed by said hype. This enthusiasm over sneakers ultimately developed his passion in making the term into an actual brand. And throughout Dead Hype's journey, Koomson found ways to connect with a lot of brands and corporate entities that shared the same mindset in helping back the communities, one of which is Adidas. Although the official release was on September 12, Dead Hype conducted a drive-in cinema in partnership with Overkill in Berlin as a pre-release event for the collaborative piece. Since Dead Hype is heavily influenced by music, the drive-in cinema hosted a set of musical performances by local artists, accompanied by people giving out the ZX8000 ordered by the audiences, delivered in their cars. Nicknamed Thanos, this collaborative piece attempts to embody perfect balance, just as the philosophy of the famous Marvel comic book supervillain. It blends different hues of the same color with purple tint, aero pink, and tech purple as the official colorway. Aside from this, the entire shoe is made up with an equal set of materials between leather, canvas, and nubuck. The toe box is made up with purple tinted canvas, covered by tonal gray nubuck, underlined by leather and tech purple at the forefoot and lower eye stays. The medial and lateral sides of the shoe are also covered up with the same nubuck and leather. One unique setup here is that the three stripes symbolizing the Adidas brand is removed. A closer look, and you can see the Dead Hype ZX8000 model branding embroidered. The tongue is fully comprised of canvas at the front, with the aero pink leather underneath. Covering this is a set of tightrope laces with aglets, showcasing the A to the ZX series branding in one end and the Dead Hype brand in the other. The heel section of the shoe still has some parts of the leather, canvas and nubuck held together with the ZX model signature heel guard in tech purple. The entire sole is made up of white rubber from the middle section to the underside. The torsion bar and tab is seen with the same tech purple. The interior of the shoe is made up with leather in aero pink, with the insoles printed with the Adidas and Dead Hype logo side by side in neon green. This entire collaboration also comes with extra pairs of laces in purple and neon green. When it comes to its aesthetic, the concept of keeping this shoe simple both in color and overall design, as well as removing the branding from the sides, allows you to personalize it easier in any way you want, since the canvas and nubuck can be easily repainted. Dead Hype made this decision to encourage you in making the shoe your own and blend with your own style. I think Dead Hype nailed it at keeping the simplicity of the color blending to complement the overall design of the shoe. Since the ZX8000 already has many layers and textures, keeping the colorway as simple as possible made this shoe look good. The quality is unmistakably done well. The materials crafted in this shoe have a premium feel and look, and the overall assembling is clean. This makes the collaboration more on point in being a premiere release. When it comes to the comfort, the multiple layers and textures don't interfere with the fitting and cushioning of the shoe. In sizing, these go true to size, and just remember to adjust the laces well for your better fitting. At first, I wasn't as interested in this collaboration when I first got a look at them online. But regardless of the first impression, I eventually got myself a pair, and when they arrived, I was amazed how well these shoes look. Compared to the pictures you can see online, they really look better in person. The depth of color of this shoe is great compared to how they look in photos. Here in the Philippines, these are still available online at the Commonwealth website for a full-size run. You can check out other online retailers abroad for these, and I'm sure you'll be able to grab a pair. And this ends my review for the Adidas ZX8000 Dead Hype. Share your thoughts about this shoe, and I'd be more than happy to read about them. And if I missed anything, especially about its history, feel free to share your knowledge. For everyone who shared their time in watching this, much love to you. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. And with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.